You were early on the outsourcing trend at pre, 2008. It wasn't most family offices were doing a lot, maybe too much in-house. Talk to me a little bit about outsourcing and how family offices should think about our outsourcing. What should they be outsourcing, and how do they manage an outsourced vendor?
Oh, I love that topic, even though I'm barely involved in it anymore. I'm around it all the time because even with knowledge, I see knowledge is run by an outsourcer. I think it's different per family. To see, I mean, that could be an RIA, wealth manager. It can be different per, but I think there's so many aspects in the family office. And the one I always pick on is AP. Some families will say, oh, our AP is too unique. We can't do it. I'm like, you should see what is outsourced on the most complex families with, I don't even know how many boat hands and pole guys and cars. And these outsourcing firms are so good at it. And it is very efficient to outsource it. So where I'm headed is from a family office, I always say, what is your bread and butter? What is your core? Sometimes you see a family office and it's the investment side. So outsource more accounting. Other times it's the accounting. So they have OCIOs doing a lot of the investment. So that's a more macro split. I always like to figure out in the family, are they more accounting or investment focused? And then the focus in on the outsourcing on the accounting side. It's interesting as I moved to Knowledger from AccuSource. I thought the investment management outsourcing was unique and it was very boutique. And then I see the accounting side of it and I was like, this is so much bigger. Because when I got to be part of Sage, I saw the larger Sage Intact Accounting Partner groups and all the operating companies and real estate companies and manufacturing and nonprofits that are being outsourced. And then when you bring the family office into one of these outsourcing firms, to them, it's crazy to think this, they barely care it's a family office. It's a process to them. And it truly is. And it's just opened my mind to the ability of outsourcing when you find the right partner.
How should firms think about, there is a lot of similarities, but there's also some differences between managing a software vendor versus an outsourced vendor. How should firms be thinking about managing the difference between the two, and how should they be thinking about managing an outsourced vendor?
I think it's odd to say this. It's almost like a personality fit. So software it's almost like buying a car. Does it fit you? Does it fit your needs? Does it work? And it's not as important. Buying an outsourcing vendor, I've never thought of this analogy to right now, is like getting a dog. It's part of the family. It is going to be integral.
Like dating.
Yeah. Maybe that's even a stronger point, but I'll stick with the dog. It's a part of the family. And if it's bad, it can wreck everything. So it's managing, and maybe I'm thinking about choosing the outsourcing. I think it's harder and more important to choose the right outsourcing firm that matches what you need and matches your personality. Because when people ask me now, we're looking at buying Sage or NetSuite, and we're looking at outsourcing. I ask the first big question I ask is, do you want big firm, medium firm, small firm? And by that, I mean top 6 accounting firms. Do you want one of those? Do you like that? Do you want that next tier of 30? Or do you want somebody that has 15 people? There's no right or wrong answer. What's right for you and what do you guys work best with? I think that's a big difference between outsourcing and software selection.
Right. I think that's a good point. Like, what's your firm personality? I think you take a look at, a smaller firm, you probably have an opportunity to call the CEO and the CEO is going to call you back, right? Whereas versus maybe if you're getting outsourcing from a big four, it's unlikely you're talking to the CEO and they're going to know about your firm. But then on the same time, there's stability, you have depth of resources. I think, it depends. Are you an early adopter? Do you prefer, what's the cultural fit of the firm? I think there's more than just the technical X's and O's, right? And take a look at the meshing of the two firms' cultures and to see, hey, is this a fit for my firm? Do I trust them to be able to support my business and my ability to manage my clients?